Hello, air signs. How are you? How are my air signs today? Got a jumper already. I'm going to do a basic general reading for the air signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. If you want a more detailed reading, then go to my Patreon, Tina Beecher Psychic Medium, at patreon.com. That is Patreon, patreon.com. And I will have this 3 separate readings posted in more detail. This is just a general reading for the air signs. Let me tell you briefly how I work. I shuffle and then I flip cards over. On occasion, the cards will jump, fly, fall, slide. They will get out of my hands, and it is Spirit's way to tell me to use that card. I had a fellow try to call me out on that. He said I called it a jumper, and then when the card fell came out of the deck, and he said it fell out, and that was no fair. Okay, I don't know where he reads his tarot cards at, but evidently he thinks he's an expert on it. But it is what we call in this industry a jumper. And it is Spirit's way of telling us to use the card. Now, some tarot readers shuffle until the cards do fall out. I don't necessarily work that way, but I will take them when they jump. All right, air signs, are you ready? You know what? Don't let the energy of what's going on in the world today, there with the protests and the rallies, there is a lot of unrest, and there is going to be more to come. It is going to get a little dramatic in the month of June. I have been consulting with several other psychics on what we see coming for the month of June, and I am going to address that this Wednesday night on YouTube. Every Wednesday night now I am doing a live live Facebook. Okay. I am doing a live Facebook every Wednesday night now, doing question and answer. So just so you can address some of the things that kind of happen to you in your life, everything from spirit around your house to what Grandpa has to say from the other side. Somebody had questions on my missing persons cases that I do work on. It's a very wide variety of the questions, but it was a wonderful time last Wednesday, and we are going to do it every Wednesday night on Facebook. So find me there, Tina Beecher, Psychic Medium at Facebook. This is for the air signs. King of Cups, Strength card. The 9 of Wands. The 5 of Swords. 2 of Swords. 8 of Wands. And the Page of Pentacles. Wow, air signs. A little bit of conflict coming up this week for you guys. The energy is beginning to get a little heavier and denser. We are going through some planetary changes and realignments. We are dealing right now with, I think it's 5 planets that are in retrograde, and Mercury is not even there yet. We are, however, entering into the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde, and that's when things will get a little bit heavier, but we will address that on Wednesday night. However, I see you trying to maintain and keep your cool. You're dealing with somebody that just does not want to listen and heed your advice. And you can't offer advice to somebody that doesn't want it, because they're not ready for it. In this particular case, they do not want to hear what you have to say, and you feel as though it is, there it is, the Two of Swords. And that it kind of tells you that if you look, she's blindfolded. She's not wanting to see what is happening around her. It is as though it would be hard to make a decision. We've got a bunch of wands on the table, and that is kind of an indicator of communication and work. It also is telling me right now that, and the way they're laying on each other on the table, the communications are going to be a little strained. So be careful what you say and how you say it. I am going to say right now, right here, that if you are mean, if you are resentful, if you are angry, if you are just nasty to somebody, even if they've been that way to you, you're inviting some bad karma. And one of the things in some of the 12-step programs, one of the steps is going back to people that you have hurt or you have wounded and apologizing and saying you're sorry. How about let's not do that at all? It's a good step. I mean, I like what the program is saying about saying you're sorry, but don't let yourself get there. Get some control. And that's what the Page of Pentacles is telling me, that you're going to regain a little bit of control here in the course of your week. The Temperance card, the World card, there we go. That's what I like to see. And a Page of Cups. I see some opportunities coming up for the air signs. This is going to be most likely work related. I see some communications opening up with work opportunities that, a lot of people are going to be going back to work now that we are lifting the lockdown, and we are going to, here in Mercer County, we are getting ready to go into green. And I see those opportunities around work-related issues. Now, we also have the World card, which is kind of a good card. Look at it. It's the world's your oyster, and it's all at your feet. The world is your oyster. I don't know. Is that a thing? The world is at your feet. Absolutely. You have many, many opportunities coming up. You have a lot of insight, air signs. You also have a lot of your own intuition. I see that showing up here a couple of different ways in these cards. We have the Three of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. Air signs, I see you have been dealing with a little bit of anxiety also, allowing things to just fester and build up. Let that shit go. Let it go. If you're kicking thoughts around in your head that are making you anxious, that make you nervous, that just tie you up in knots. The Nine of Swords absolutely tells me that you're not even sleeping at night as a result of just what's going on in your head. Get out of your head. Quit overthinking things. Just let the energy flow. Let things happen on their own. Don't try to push it. Don't try to force what's happening, and keep moving forward. We have the Six of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Wands. Now, the Six of Swords is showing me somebody leaving a situation. Perhaps there was already too much conflict in the workplace. This could also be a personal relationship too. Like you had a really, really tough time here with somebody. You tried to make it work. You gave it your best shot, and it just has not worked out for you. The Knight of Swords. You know, the Knight comes in, man, he's coming in fast and hard, and he's just kind of, sometimes he disrupts a whole lot of stuff on his way in. You know, look at it. The horse is furious. He's just tearing in, and it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes he's coming to your rescue, because that is a knight on a white horse, okay? So you can take that energy any way you want it. And if you take it as coming to your rescue and a more positive frame of mind, then you can welcome that in as a more positive energy. You know, the King of Wands is there. He is. He's sitting on his throne, all happy and content, kind of solid in who he is. You know, he doesn't give a rat's ass about what's going on with anybody else. He's minding his own business, ruling his own kingdom. Let everybody else's drama fall to the wayside. Do not get sucked into the drama that's going on social media this week. Everything that I'm seeing here is telling me that the energy is beginning to become a little thicker for the month of June. I will get into that a little more in depth on Wednesday night. But for the most part, this is a doable week coming up. This is doable, and this is kind of for the next 2 weeks, actually. But it's, you know, you're going to get through this. It's going to be okay. You know, you've got a lot of good cards that show up that tell me that things are going to work out for the best. Things are going to take off. Not right now, not right away, but they will. They'll ultimately work out. Sometimes you've got to have some... that's the Page of Pentacles also. He's kind of, there he is. He's got word of more money coming. Some of you will find on Thursday that some unforeseen money will come through. You know, perhaps a refund on a tax, insurance, perhaps, because a lot of the insurance companies are sending out refunds. And that's just an example. But don't allow yourself to get caught up in the drama. You know, look at him. He's just beat to hell. He's tired of fighting. He's had enough. Just going to kind of stand his ground. And don't let yourself get caught up in that drama. The energy's going to start getting heavier. I have been consulting with a couple of other psychics on what we see coming for the month of June. We are going to experience an eclipse in June, and anytime we have eclipses, we also have earthquakes somewhere around the world. So, air signs, there you have it. It's not a bad week. It can be what you make it. Don't let drama get you down. Let that shit go. Well, air signs, that's it. I'm going to leave you here. If you would like your more detailed readings for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, please go over to Tina Beecher's Psychic Medium at patreon.com, and please also share and like these videos. If you like the content, that way I know which way to keep going or how to adjust it. I love you guys, and I'm sending you love and light this week.